It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? We made it to another weekend. Yes, we made it. I made it, and you made it. It is time for the Geno Jones Daily Variety Show right here on my YouTube channel. I do it Monday through Friday, right around 6:30. I'm right on time tonight, 6:30. All right, so on Friday, I do a week in review show. So also by my guest, my social and political editor, contributor to the Geno Jones Show, my sister Kelia Karson. We're going to kind of talk about this week, kind of do like a weekend review. So, all right, let me start off. First of all, big shout out to my girl Lettucey. She was my guest on Tuesday. If you missed Tuesday's episode, shame on you. Where were you? But it's all right. Like Heavy D and the boys said, got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, baby. So you can go back and check it out. Yes, you can go back and see that episode. You can, as a matter of fact, I would recommend that you binge watch. As I adjust my mic. You know, supposedly you're not supposed to do this because I know you can probably hear that noise. But it's one thing I love about live TV. You can do that. Okay, there we go. So, see, spontaneity, you can't beat it. So, Lettucey, it's got a brand new single called Same Love. As a matter of fact, a brand new video. We will close today's show. We'll end today's show. In case you missed it, you get to see her brand new video. You know, she's nominated for a Grammy. Her song Anything for You. She did a remix of that Anything for You too. It's really, really nice. But and her brand new album is called Wild Card. The Wild Card, and she will explain to you how she came up with the title, The Wild Card. And she is starring in a movie with the lead role playing a gospel music icon, legend. So she's going to tell you all about that too, so you don't want to miss that episode. Sunday. This Sunday, Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay, Florida. So you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were actually so Tampa Bay is playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium, in their home city. How the hell that happened? But anyway, so you got Tampa Bay, and I call them the Lote. Yes, the Lote, not the GOAT, the Lote. And shout out to Rob Parker, Fox Sports, actually Fox Sports 1. You see him all over Fox Sports, TV, radio. Shout out to Rob. Rob, I hope you're watching, man. Big shout out to my brother. He's just really a good dude. So he coined the phrase, I have to give Rob Parker credit, the Lote, the luck, because I've been saying that the dude is real lucky. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Number 12, TB12. The luckiest of all time. So the Lote, the acronym for the Lote is the luckiest of all time. Just ask the Atlanta Falcon fans. Just ask the Seattle Seahawks fans. So the Atlanta Falcons coach gave Tom Brady one Super Bowl. The former offensive coordinator for Seattle, Darrell Bevell, he gave Tom Brady another Super Bowl instead of giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Now that's 2. Adam Vinatieri bailed him out on 2 others at least. That's 4, but I digress. So anyway, the game is Sunday. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. They're announcing, if you listen to a Kansas City Chiefs games, every time the Chiefs score a touchdown, the guy says, touchdown Kansas City! With the phenom, young brother, I think he's 25 years old, Patrick Mahomes Jr. His dad was a Major League Baseball player. He was a pitcher, Patrick Mahomes. Played for the Boston Red Sox, played for a lot of different teams. But this kid is like next level. The young brother's next level. I'm not mad at him. So they won the Super Bowl last year. Had the referees, once again, speaking of the luckiest of all time, So I had the Lopes team, the Patriots, a couple of years ago in the AFC Championship game. Not got this lucky call to where Brady threw an interception, but the refs threw a flag. Oh, the defensive man was offsides. It was like, really? Dude, really? You calling that, really? Hence the Lote. The Lote, the luckiest of all time. But his luck is going to run out Sunday. I'm just telling you. As a matter of fact, here's your score. All right? I'm a comp the world on this one. This is the comp from your boy. Kansas City, 35. Tampa Bay, 27. 35-27. The Chiefs over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're going to get that ass in Tampa Stadium. They're coming into their house. That's right. Forget, we're going to protect our house. No, they coming in their house. Ain't going to take over. So that's that. A couple more things. Bobby Brown, happy birthday today. Aquarius is stand up. Bobby Beresford Brown. That's his real name, full name. Bobby Beresford Brown. So Bobby Brown is 52 today. The legendary Hank Aaron, who died 2 weeks ago today, would have been 87 today. Today is his birthday. Rest in power, Mr. Hank Aaron. A lot of people still say he is still the home run king. And Trayvon Martin. Remember Trayvon Martin? Remember that story? Young brother was he was visiting his dad. His dad was over his girlfriend's house. So Trayvon left his dad and his girlfriend he went to the store to get some iced tea, a can of iced tea, and some Skittles. And he didn't come back alive because of a person that killed him. I'm not even going to dignify this dude by mentioning his name because he still has not been held accountable for murdering Trayvon Martin. Well, Trayvon Martin would have been 26 today. He was killed in 2012. Can you believe it's been that long? Wow, almost. So 9 years ago, this kid was 17. Wow, it's amazing. So, but I just wanted to pay some respects to Trayvon Martin. And when you think about it, and when I think about it, the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I've heard the two sisters that really started the whole movement, the organization, Patrice Cullors, and I can't remember the other sister's name. Kelia can probably help me out. But two black women. That is when they really started the hashtag and the movement, Black Lives Matter. It came out of the murder of Trayvon Martin. So rest in power, young brother. Gone way too soon. So President Biden is getting closer to passing his $1.9 billion with a B, $1.9 billion rescue plan that includes, because really this is the only question that everybody asks. People ask me because they know, they know what I do. They're like, yo, G, we gonna get them checks, bro? When we gonna get them checks? How much we gonna get? We still getting the 1,400 or 2,000? If you haven't gotten your 600, then you'll get 2,000. Because the promise is that you're gonna get 2,000. But back in December, the Republicans was like, nah, well, you can have 6. And so the promise was, look, take the 6 now. We got you. Total, you're gonna get $2,000. So that other $1,400, if you got the 600, and if you haven't got it, yeah, that $2,000 check is going to be coming. Now, when? That's another story. So this rescue plan, this bill, should be, the goal is to have it signed before like March 15th. Because in mid-March, the unemployment insurance extension, the extra benefits that people are getting in their unemployment check, that's going to expire around the end of March or mid-March. So they want to make sure that they get this bill signed and get all this money to people ASAP. President Biden, Vice President Harris, you guys must have been watching the show. Like I said, people want results. They don't give a damn about bipartisanship. They don't know what that is. They think that's like some kind of sexual orientation or lifestyle. They don't know. It's like, buy what, huh? No. They need results. They need the money now. If some Republicans want to come along and vote for it, because it's not about partisanship, it's about people. It's about helping people. Because trust, I guarantee me and you, there are a bunch of Republicans. There are some of those Trumpers. There was even probably some of those insurrectionists and traitors that stormed that Capitol. The ones that's not in jail yet. They're taking that money. They're not going to give it back. Now they talk about how much they hate the government, but they're going to take that government money. I guarantee you. People want and people need this money. They need rent assistance. They need assistance with their mortgage. They need food assistance. They got to make sure that they won't get evicted from their homes or apartments and lose their homes. So we need results. We don't need bipartisanship. That comes along, that's cool. Right now, people need shots in their arms. And we got to make sure everybody get these vaccines. All right, we need the elderly black woman and black man, the grandparent, the grandmother, the grandfather that's living in the neighborhood that doesn't have Wi-Fi, that doesn't have internet, that doesn't have a computer, that doesn't have an iPhone, that's just got a flip phone. They can't go online and make an appointment. All right, so you got to make sure you go to them. We got these mobile trucks. When I see the American Red Cross, I know they have these mobile trucks that they go into neighborhoods when they have a blood drive and they want people to donate money. We'll take some of those trucks and put some vaccines on there, put some nurses on there, and go into these neighborhoods, you know, in the hood, the white hood, or trailer park, the rural areas, where people don't have any kind of broadband or Wi-Fi. You know, everybody doesn't have a Walgreens or CVS or Kroger or Jewel or Mariano's or Ralph's or you name it, what's Publix, which is a whole nother conversation. Because did you know that one of the daughters of the man who founded Publix, she put up $300,000 for the event that your boy spoke at when he told people to go fight and go storm the Capitol? Well, that event was funded by a woman who's a daughter of the man that founded Publix. She put up like $300,000. I just thought I'd mention that. All right, listen, let me bring up, I don't want to waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the show, regular contributor to the Geno Jones Show, social political commentary. Really, this sister's just bad because, you know, she can talk about anything and everything. I've worked with her before back in the 90s on my morning show. She would co-host it with me. And it is my pleasure and honor to bring back to the Geno Jones Show, Miss Kelia Karson. Look at you, big time. Look at you. I'm proud of you, girl. Look at you. You're looking good.
Hey, Geno. Hi, everybody.
How we doing?
I hope it's a happy Friday for you as well as your audience. But yeah, a lot to unpack. Some more lighthearted, and then some obviously serious issues that we got to get to.
Right.
So I'm going to get one of those things that you talked about, Geno.
What's that?
As you check your text message that I sent you. I am going to get the football off the table right now because this will not be long for me. Listen, you said the Chiefs are playing and Tampa who? Listen, all I'm going to be there for is to understand why the weekend is the halftime show. Oh. I'm like, I like him, but I don't know about a, 20-minute or 10-minute, whatever they give them. I just don't know.
I can answer that for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Please do, so that I can be an understanding of why he is being chosen. Now, I like his messages, but that don't relate to music. Halftime, I want to get my groove on. So tell me.
Well, and when I tell you, probably be like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. I'm sure you thought about it. But, especially a lot of black performers are still not messing with the NFL. Primarily because of Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
Because I don't know why this brother still don't have a job. So now since, with the racial reckoning last year, the NFL was like, well, we were really wrong, and we wouldn't. The commissioner came out, and I'm paraphrasing, we really didn't listen, and we didn't really understand, and we're sorry. Well, if you're sorry, then Colin Kaepernick needs to be in the league. That's another conversation. So there are a lot of black celebrities and stars. They're not messing with the NFL.
So they didn't have a good pool to choose from. No. I see, because people are not willing to perform on their behalf.
And that makes right. And they tried to pull the gangster move when they brought Jay-Z in, to work with the NFL. I'm like, well, that's great. I got nothing but love for Sean Carter, but my thing was, if you're gonna bring Jay in, bring him in as an owner, as a majority owner. Or better yet, let Jay get together with some of these, we got enough black billionaires, get together with Oprah and the brother that donated all the money to Morehouse, and let's get some ownership so we can get more black coaches and more black general managers. Let's get some, the league is 75% black. You got black owners.
At least that makes sense to me now, because as an astute individual who studies media, understands media, I did not. I was like, The Weeknd, whoa. Did we run out of money? What happened? Hey, okay. Right. And listen, I love The Weeknd, but
let's keep it 1,000.
Yeah, halftime is a different notch of
that's true.
Entertainer, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Okay, so apologies to The Weeknd. I'm sorry, and for The Weeknd, if you are listening, let me tell you, like Eminem from Metro Detroit says, if you only got one shot, what you gonna do? So you get up there and do what you got to do, so that people like me, never forget and regret that you were there. Right. Okay, so Super Bowl's over.
Right. Right after the show, so they'll have the post-game news conference, and they say, The Weeknd, man, you put on a great show. What do you got to say? I just want to address that Kelia Karson up there in Detroit City that said, The Weeknd who?
Right.
Well, how you like me now?
Right. And listen, I will gladly say, I am sorry. I am sitting down. But that's what I mean. Just because I don't think, I kind of question the level of entertainer that they were bringing to the table. When you're up there, do your thing. Perform like they meant to call you, because you were the first one that they wanted.
Wait, Keith. So I just thought about something too, because I don't know if you saw his press conference. I know what happened. So somebody in the league office, they saw The Weeknd, they thought he was Maxwell, because the brother he kind of favored Maxwell. I can see if you didn't know, he'd be like, "Is that Maxwell? Yeah." But I thought he said his name is The Weeknd. Maybe he don't want people to know who he is. But I really think it's Maxwell, because come on now, we all look alike.
That's why representation matters. And when you have representation, you can turn around to Geno or Kelia or Lettucey and say, "Is that?" But when you don't have anybody at the table, they can't tell you that, sorry, no.
But I just thought about it. They got Jay-Z. Apparently, Jay-Z wasn't in that meeting. Now, that's what they got him for, though. They got him because he's got the juice with celebrities and entertainers.
Come on, you have a lot of representation now at companies where they have the one, and they're not invited to the meetings.
Keila said, the one. Like
right.
The one magical Negro.
Right. The community affairs coordinator, that person off in the corner and never invited to the meetings. Yeah. So this is what you get.
So we'll see. I think that.
I mean, I'm happy for him. Yeah. And like I said, I hope he performed his pretend plastic surgery face off. I mean.
make Toronto, because he's from Canada, from Toronto.
Yes.
So make Toronto and Maxwell proud. Make him say, you know what? We didn't even need Maxwell after all. We got the weekend.
Right. So we pray.
All right.
So that's all I can give you on football, Geno.
All right. Well, I got your score: 35 Chiefs, Kansas City 35, Tampa Bay 27. Okay. There you go. That's it.
Okay. So you're rooting for Kansas. Okay.
I am not rooting for TB12, the LOAT. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Like almost anybody but Brady.
Gotcha.
I'm in that camp. I'm in that camp because I know who is going to be rooting for him. So I'm like, okay, nah, y'all cool, then we ain't cool. So much.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You got me. You got me. I knew you would. All right, listen.
I get it.
So I got to make a hard pivot, hard segue here, but I want you. Because we didn't get a chance to, we did a show earlier in the week and we had some technical difficulty. But your take on this conversation and this story was just spot on. So I have an update. Yeah. I'm talking about the young lady, the 9-year-old black girl that was pepper sprayed. So the mayor of Rochester, New York, suspended 3 officers involved in pepper spraying, not to mention handcuffing, and pushing this baby's face in the snow. She was a 9-year-old black girl. The girl's mother now plans to sue the city of Rochester for emotional distress, emotional distress. So we got emotional distress. We have assault, battery, excessive force, false arrest, false imprisonment, and other claims. Now, I got to do a little more digging, Key. So the mother called the police. There was some dispute about a car, some vehicle dispute between the mother and the stepfather, which explains why the baby was screaming for her dad. So when the police came, the little girl runs outside. And, well, you kind of know the rest of the story. And just basically, my take was, the problem was that those police officers, they didn't see their child in that child. And, right. And my statement to any police officers, when you approach a 9-year-old baby or maybe a 12-year-old baby like Tamir Rice, I need you to see your child or your niece and nephew if you don't have children. I need for you to see your child in that child. I need you to treat that child the way that you would treat your 9-year-old child or 12-year-old child if they were playing with a toy gun. In this case, this was a 9-year-old baby. She didn't have no toy or nothing. She was just distressed because her mom and her stepfather were fighting about a car and she wanted her daddy.
Right.
And Key, you had a great take. So
Geno, to go back, I mentioned to you earlier in the week that Cecily Tyson had this conversation with Gayle King before she passed away. And it was actually just days before she passed away. And Cecily Tyson mentioned that an interviewer had asked her one time about the movie Sounder and said how he was kind of upset and a little offended at the scene where one of the little boys calls out for his daddy. And so Cecily said, well, why would that offend you? And he says, well, I mean, because what do black boys call their fathers? And she said, they call him daddy. I mean, what? And she said in that moment, she realized he did not see the little boy as human, as one of the human race, any other child. He saw him as some other. So other things don't address their parents as mother, father, daddy, mama. And so she was like, wow, what an eye-opening moment. And so I say that to go back to the young lady in Rochester, New York, the 9-year-old. I said, young lady, no, this child.
This baby. 9-year-old
If they
baby.
had a thought of her, like you stated, as a child, as a baby, like one of theirs, like one of their nieces, nephews, cousins, godchildren, and just took a moment and kneeled down at her level and held her by the shoulder and said, "What can I do to help you, baby? What's wrong? What's upset you? What can I do for you? Do you want my coat to be warm? I don't want you to be afraid of me. I'm here to help you."
You crying for your dad. Can do you do
Yes.
you know your dad's number? Maybe
Right.
can we
You
your
can use the
mom can we
phone.
right.
Right.
Can we call you? Let's call your daddy. What's your dad's name?
Right.
What's your dad's number? Okay, one of the it's not officers on the scene. Some officer, can you give us her dad's number so she can call her
Right.
daddy? Let her talk to her daddy. Baby, are you hungry? We talked about this.
Yes.
Key, you talked about this. So let's go there. I'm right here in Charleston, South Carolina. So 2016, I believe, it was 2016, Mother Emanuel. You had 9 beautiful souls in the Mother Emanuel Church on a Wednesday night
Hmm.
that sat and allowed a strange looking white kid to come and sit
Yeah.
and pray and worship and study the Bible for 1 hour.
Hmm.
And at 9 p.m., when that hour expired, he got up and he murdered 9 beautiful souls, including the pastor, Clemente
And how was
Pinckney.
he treated, Gino, when he left?
So he escapes. They find him the next morning in
Hmm.
North Carolina with the gun that he used to murder 9 people inside a church. They didn't pepper spray him in the eyes. They
No.
didn't tase him. They
Nope.
didn't shoot and kill him.
Nope.
They
They
took
did
him
what?
to Burger King and got him
Right.
some food.
Right. Calm him down, because that's what's called de-escalation. And in the police academies, in addition to vetting these people before they even come through the door, there has got to be more time spent on de-escalation. And nobody should come in the door thinking that that was an appropriate way to treat a child. You don't even have to go to the police academy for that. I mean, that's just, if you don't have that level of compassion, you need to go apply somewhere else.
Cause Key, I had
This
this
is not
conversation.
for you.
I had this conversation. I think I was even talking to my mother. I was saying, that was not an example of a lack of training. Training had nothing to do with it. It's about humanity. It's about compassion and empathy. This is a 9-year-old baby. I don't want to hear you don't need training to see that there's a 9-year-old girl in distress that is
Yes.
screaming and crying for her daddy.
Hmm.
What training do you need? All you need is a sense of humanity and a sense of seeing the humanity in that baby and seeing that little black girl the same way you would look at your little white daughter. That's what that took. That's just seeing the humanity. You see a child. I'm a police officer. I see a 9-year-old white girl or Asian girl or Hispanic girl. That is a 9-year-old baby. All I see. I see a child in distress.
Right. And you would
Help,
help them
sweetheart. What
as
is
no matter
what is
what
wrong?
color,
It's
no
not
matter
right.
what.
That's a child.
That's right. And I mean, we're getting down to nitpicking. We just help people,
Yeah.
black, white,
Yes.
whomever. It doesn't matter. And that is what seems to be missing in these police departments. And on that topic, you mentioned Black Lives Matter. It's Patrice Cullors, Alicia
That's right.
Garza,
Alicia.
and
Right.
Opal Tometi.
Right.
And mentioning also that they are nominated for Nobel Peace Prize, right?
Right.
As
Right.
well as Stacey Abrams, so
Yes. Yes.
from Georgia.
Yeah. Fair Fight
And
Georgia. Her nonprofit, Fair Fight
right,
Georgia.
right, with helping to get out the vote and whatnot. Um,
Registered over 1 million people over the last
wow,
10 years. And as a matter of fact, a big reason, Key, why a lot of folks is going to get that extra $1,400 check coming pretty soon, and hopefully in about maybe 2 months out. Because if they
yeah,
signed a bill in mid or late March. It'll probably be April, right around tax time when people see. So some folks may get a like that tax return check, even though I know a lot of folks, they probably already burned through that tax return. It's like as soon as they get that W-2, if you know you getting it now, folks that may owe a little money.
They wait till the April, deadline.
April 15th at 11:59. We right there at the post office. We're like, okay, go ahead.
Right. It's the truth. So you are correct that I want to go back to Stacey Abrams and be quite specific. She registered people to vote, not blacks.
That's right. Good point.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So her initiative is not about just black people. Mm-hmm. She wants everybody registered to vote. So I just want to make sure that the audience is aware of that distinguishment.
That's a good point.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That's huge. And on the stimulus, the so far we are looking at maybe this being done by middle of March. It's looking like that it may not go down a bipartisan road. And that's okay because as we say, he tried it.
Right. And Key, let's do this real quick.
Okay.
Not to cut and just pick back up. Hold on to your train of thought.
Okay.
For those who may be watching and saying, okay, what do you mean bipartisan? What does that mean? That means basically Joe Biden, he's trying to be the antithesis of what Orange Hitler, what the son of Satan was. So he's like, listen, I want to work with everybody. Like he was just talking about Stacey Abrams, her nonprofit organization wanted to get as many Americans. Didn't matter what you look like, didn't matter who you prayed to, didn't matter if you prayed at all or not, didn't matter who you fell in love with, none of that. It didn't care about your pronoun. She wanted to get any eligible American the right to vote and to make sure that they had a chance to register to vote. So Joe Biden's main goal is, listen, he wants to try to unify the country. But this whole unification thing, a lot of people getting it twisted. It's like, Joe Biden got to do all the work. Joe Biden didn't create this situation. But bipartisan means that they want to get as many Democrats and Republicans to agree to sign off on this bill. However, thanks in large part to Stacey Abrams and people like LaTosha Brown and with Black Voters Matter, and just so many people who registered like a record number of new Black voters, Afro-Latinos, other Hispanics, Asian Americans, Native Americans, and even younger, more progressive, open-minded, white, especially young kids, young people, to sign up to vote. That's how the Democrats, that's how you have two Democratic senators, the first Black senator in the history of Georgia, right there in the heart of Dixie, the first Jewish senator, a young Jewish brother, like in his, I believe, mid-late 30s.
He's young, very young.
Whose mentor was the late John Lewis.
John Lewis,
right there in Georgia. So when somebody says bipartisan, that means something where you had Democrats and Republicans involved. But this Republican Party is the Trump, QAnon, white nationalists, KKK, let's storm the Capitol and kill everybody that's not a white nationalist. That's where we are politically right here, right now. But to President Biden's credit, he's hoping to try to bring some folks back in from the cold, say, hey, listen, come on, let's just try to be Americans. But so go ahead.
The bipartisan, Geno, the bipartisan factor is huge for Biden because that's one of the premises he ran on. That because Biden, if you're not caught up on all of your politics and whatnot, he was a senator.
Right.
And Biden is used to working across party lines. He understands the difficulty because he also was the vice president for President Obama and how difficult that was to get people. And what happened is that President Barack Obama could not, he did not exercise his strength in going beyond the bipartisanship early on when he could, because he wanted the bipartisanship. And he didn't want to do things if we all couldn't agree on it. It's a different day now. Biden learned from his former boss and said, okay, I'm going to try bipartisanship, but while I got the power, if you're not going to roll with me, I'm going to have to roll over you.
It's just that plain and simple. Yeah,
and that's what's getting ready to happen, it looks like, with the stimulus package.
Oh, well, no, it's not getting ready to. It's going to happen because
I'm trying to be devil's advocate here.
Oh, no. Well, last night, the Senate, they had like a late night session till like 5 a.m. And they basically signed off on everything they needed to sign. I guess they signed off on the approval of the $1.9 trillion package. So the Senate did their part. It's like, okay, you know what? We're good with this. If it's just 51 of us, us 50 and Vice President Kamala Harris, because the Vice President is the president of the Senate.
Of the Senate,
so
that's
just
right.
To explain to everybody.
And people don't know that. Right. That is her, she's Vice President to the country, President of the Senate.
Right. So bottom line is, listen, we can do this with you all, or with now. If some of you guys want to come on and help some of the people that live in your communities, some of your constituents, the people that live in your district, because this money is going to everybody. It ain't just going to Democrats. It ain't just going to black folks. It ain't just going to liberal, white Americans. It ain't just going to Native Americans or Hispanics. It's going to Americans, all Americans that need it. So what part of that?
In rural areas where they are suffering and starving, and having trouble paying bills, just like anyone else in the big city.
Losing farms, hospitals shut down.
That's right. It's all the same. Appalachia, it's all there. Everybody is suffering. And also, what your audience needs to know is that in the midst of all of this, 28 states are now putting together bills, have constructed bills to suppress voting.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia. They're working on it right now. And that's not to say that these bills will be passed and enacted, but right now they are working. And the reason they have to work fast is because midterm elections are coming.
Right.
So back to Biden and his bipartisanship, he is going to have to take advantage of these 2 years, because we do not know what kind of, hokey pokey is going to go along over the next couple of years with suppressing the vote in places like Georgia, because Georgia is one of the places that has new bills getting ready to be introduced, Arizona, Pennsylvania. So the hot spots, for deciding this current election.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So people have got to get ready and understand that Biden has got to push through whatever he's got to do now in case some flipping happens.
And Key, we said it on the show. It's just real simple. And to President Biden's credit, I see that, because I see that he is coming out and he's speaking directly to the people. I think that's one thing that people learn from the son of Satan, because the one thing that he was smart at in terms of getting his hateful, divisive message was he went directly to the people. Directly, he used Twitter until they kicked his ass off of Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Because when you incite an insurrection, even Twitter and Facebook, even Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey was like, okay, we out, dude. We out. we roll with you. We try to act like we weren't riding with you, but especially Zuckerberg. He was really riding hard with Orange Hitler. But it just got to the point where they was like, man, we can't do that, because now you costing us money, because now they gonna come.
And listen, they're not out of the woods yet, because listen, as these things start to roll out in different courts, I mean, you did hear that Rudy Giuliani and that Sidney
Austin,
lawyer,
the attorney, and
being
Fox
sued.
News. And
That's
Fox
right,
News.
and Fox News host.
Lou Dobbs.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're suing the network.
Karina,
Fox News,
okay,
Lou
and
Dobbs, and Judge
Karina, whatever her name is,
Piro,
Perino.
and then the other, there's another woman. She's got an Italian surname because
Oh yes,
I don't mess
yes,
with Fox News.
yes, yes.
Maria
Garland-
Bartiromo.
Bartiromo.
Yeah, they about to go digging in them pockets. 2.7 billion with a B.
So, they didn't step away because they just all of a sudden felt. They know that for 4 years, and more than that, actually, more than 4 years, they assisted the president in creating the mindset that ended up feeling it was okay to go and attack the capital of the United States of America. So, trust you me, Zuckerberg is lawyering up. Okay?
Yeah, no, that's true, because Facebook, even more so than Twitter, but Facebook was pretty notorious for allowing basically all of these QAnon groups, all these white nationalists. They were very open about it, planning and talking about what they were going to do. They talked about how they would embed themselves. They would dress up like Antifa, and then they would go and they would start violence, or they would commit violence in hopes that the media would blame Antifa or would blame Black Lives Matter. This was a strategy that they openly discussed on social media platforms, and Facebook was like, it was like Exhibit A. They were prominent to where now Facebook has kicked all of those QAnon, all those white nationalists, all those white racist militia groups off their platform. Now, after we nearly had an insurrection.
No, you didn't nearly have. You had.
Yeah. Well, in terms to the point, we thank God that we didn't completely lose this democracy.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those individuals, those companies, Zuckerberg with Facebook, and then the Twitter,
Jack Dorsey and Twitter,
and Parler.
And
listen.
Mark Zuckerberg owns Twitter and Instagram.
Right. Although Trump is not a big Instagrammer, not the way that he is on, But the thing is that not only did they help Trump and this whole conspiracy theorist radicalism that is going on, they also help individuals get elected. Your Marjorie Taylor Greene, who had to be removed from her committees yesterday by vote because the Republicans wouldn't do it on their own, because typically that's what is supposed to happen. You handle the problem in your house. Right. So the Republicans, you have a problem. If you don't know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is, she's Congresswoman from Georgia. And she openly talked about, 9/11 didn't happen. The Pentagon was never, hit by planes. She, the Columbine, those school shootings, that didn't happen. There are saucers out in space starting the wildfires in California. So you have this woman elected to Congress.
Wait, Keith, stop for 1 second. So let's really unravel this whole story about these lasers. She's
Geno, really? We got to unravel this?
Because to get the full effect of this fantasy.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's these really rich Jews, she said. These rich Jewish people, they have Rothschild.
Well, it's really called Roth. The pronunciation is Rothschild. Schultz, but we call it Rothschilds.
Okay, thanks. Okay, them, and,
Them.
and Soros and some of these mysterious rich Jews, they say, have satellites with laser beams, and that they are shooting laser beams into California and starting wildfires to help these rich Jews, as they say, because they're going to benefit from global warming. Now,
I mean, this is who you have elected.
Laser beams,
right?
Jewish laser beams,
right.
Setting wildfires in California.
And she's on an education committee saying that the school shootings, that's all made up. The
one
kids
in Florida,
the
ones
right.
in Connecticut, yes.
Right, and so but listen, Biden has got to get moving, because when you have people being elected into office that are coming in with these type of views, you don't know what you're up against.
Yeah.
So we got to get legislation done. I mean, in 2 years, honey, let me tell you, I would be legislating.
Oh, wait a minute. Some of these same people, because Marjorie,
Taylor Greene.
Yeah, Miss Green, she was bringing her weapons. So, in the House
Yes.
of Representatives, it's illegal to bring a firearm, period.
Yes.
So she got into an argument, because they have metal detectors. Somehow she was getting around the metal detectors. So now what they've done, I think now, Key, if you do it now, $10,000 fine, first time, and I think it's escalated after that. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they make decent money in Congress and as senators, but they don't make $10,000 fine more than one time kind of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not trying to take that hit.
You got to do what you got to do, but that is why it is important for Biden to say, listen, I am trying to negotiate with you so that we can come to this and get in the middle. But if you're not going to work with me, he's going to have to push things like the stimulus package in, obviously, because that's first, because COVID is killing people. The next thing is we got to get Black Lives Matter. We got to find some kind of national initiative to get officers better trained, and also to provide sensitivity and cultural training on these jobs, which President Trump did away with. Luckily, Biden reversed.
He reversed that executive
order.
He did that.
So we got to do these things fast and get them moving, because we don't know what's going to happen come midterm elections in 2 years. And you got to start preparing. And the Democrats have got to start thinking like the Republicans did. And unfortunately, because the Republicans, listen, they did Mitch McConnell when President Barack Obama was the president. Well, no, we can't appoint a new judge and you've got a year left. Yeah. Well, Trump, when it came to the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away, they pushed that through in 30 days.
Yeah, he had about a month left or so. He was
before and we were in the election.
As a matter of fact, people had voted. We were into the early voting for the presidential election. So voting had already started.
So they don't play fair. And I hate to say it like that because, listen, I am fair. I don't mind you being Republican. I don't mind you I want us to come to the table. But if we're not going to do that, then we got to do what we got to do while we have the power.
And Keith, first of all, the Republicans that you grew up with in Detroit, some of the Republicans that I saw in Chicago, this is even your George W. Bush, they don't even exist. They can't even exist. This is not the Republican Party. This is a party. This is a cult. It is a cult. It is a cult of personality. It is the Trump party. It is about cultism. It's about personality. It is about, I'm just going to give it to you straight. It's about hate, racism, white nationalism, anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim hate, anti-immigrant, really sexism and misogyny. It's about, and gay, lesbian, trans. If you're not a white, straight, racist male, they don't want no parts of you. That's just the bottom line, folks. You don't have to, okay, you know what? You say, wait, G, now wait a minute, man. How can you say that? Go press play and go back to January 6th. All right, if you got a DVR, just DVR any channel, any news channel, DVR January 6th. And look at the people that stormed the Capitol, the people that killed that white police officer who was a Capitol police officer. Look at the people who built basically like a stand with a noose so they could hang former Vice President Mike Pence, who were looking for, and calling Nancy Pelosi a bitch and saying, kill a bitch. Look at that video and tell me, who do you see in that crowd? Who they were. So President Biden, I'm going to just get a little closer to this camera and I'm going to look at you and I'm going to tell you what I told you. Me and Hugh talked about this before. People need results now. People need shots in their arms. Their mothers and their grandparents need shots in their arms. And I got to go there, Keela. These teachers need vaccines now. Stop trying to make these teachers go back into these schools.
Right.
I don't want to hear about, well, they're not super. Listen, it's easy for you to sacrifice somebody else's life. But if that's you or your wife or your sister or your mother, if teachers are as precious as we say in this country, we talk about how wonderful teachers are and they're special and they are, and they're all of that, and y'all need to pay teachers like y'all pay LeBron and Patrick Mahomes, and that's another conversation. But if we really care about our kids, because if you care about the kids, you got to care about the teachers, because many of these teachers spend more time with your kids than you do. So these teachers need to be able to get vaccinated right now. Don't tell me what you can't do. Just show me and tell me how you're going to get it done. Vaccinate these teachers. That's what they need. Show some of these racist people who stormed the Capitol, some of these insurrectionists who stormed that Capitol. Show some of them fools that government can even work for your ass. Show them that. And I guarantee you a lot of this foolishness will stop, Key, because like I said, I guarantee you when them $1,400 checks coming out, I don't care if you got a Trump flag, an American flag, a Black Lives Matter flag, a dashiki, khakis, a camouflage, it don't matter. You are taking that money because you and your family need that money. You need a vaccine because this virus, it don't give a damn about who you support. It doesn't give a damn about what cult you in. It doesn't care about your politics, your privilege, your profession, your position in life. It doesn't care about your gender, your sexual orientation, your skin pigmentation. This virus just looks for a human host. And you can walk around believing that it's a hoax if you want to, until your lungs get filled up with fluid and you can't breathe and they put a ventilator down your throat.
Well,
you
listen,
better take this serious.
On the good news front, people are getting the vaccine, Geno.
Yeah, that's true.
Biden is doing an awesome job. Numbers are down in terms of cases
and deaths.
We need to keep it that way because a lot of states this week are opening up to restaurants and all of that. So we got to be diligent. But the number of new cases has dropped and the number of vaccines in arms has risen over the past week. So things are looking good. And then Johnson & Johnson has applied for
Emergency use
emergency.
authorization.
That's right.
Yes.
So
Emergency.
good news,
Yes.
authorization, right?
I had EUA, emergency use
Right.
authorization. So that's it. Yeah.
So they are, and they are a one-shot vaccination,
Yeah.
which is so helpful because you have a lot of people who, may have trouble getting back and forth to, get that second shot, and especially when it's time sensitive.
Right. And the good news though is, speaking of time sensitive, it's not as time sensitive and
Right.
cold storage temperature sensitive
Right.
as Pfizer
Right.
and Moderna, because you can just store it like regular refrigerated temperatures. You don't need the
And
super
overall,
cold.
it's cheaper.
Yeah. So
good news on all fronts. So
on that good news though, Key,
okay.
we just talked about it, about the Super Bowl. Yes.
Oh no, Geno.
But hold on, Key. Hospitalizations are going down. That's good news. The deaths are lagging that. But this is what's going to happen because they're worried about these variants. This UK variant is supposed to be the dominant strain here in America. But you know what's going to speed that up this Sunday? Let's talk about it. Listen, stay your ass home. You can't have no big Super Bowl party. You can't have 20, 30 of your boys sitting around. You can't we cannot do it. You and the people who live in that house every day, if you all, because Key, listen, this is just not me talking. This is just in my opinion. Look at what happened after Thanksgiving, Key. Look at what happened after Christmas. People got together. You had 1 million people flying a day for like 7 days. And then we were getting days, not even 3 or 4 weeks ago, almost 4,400 people died. We were having weeks where 4,000 people a day were dying, Keela.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I have the perfect solution. Even though I'm not the NFL/Super Bowl expert, I am an expert on media. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take those smart TVs that you just bought with the first check that you just got from the stimulus, and you're going to pop that up, and you're going to activate that smart TV, all these apps and functions. You can put Zoom on it. You can put all these other what do you call them, apps that allow you to watch TV with your family.
I like that.
And you can have a Super Bowl party on your TV with people or on your computer, and you can still hear your family hooping and hollering, and it'll be like just like it was everybody was in the same room. And that way people stay safe. And you can eat and still and have your libation and still have a great time.
Right. And go ahead and you can smoke your legal marijuana or illegal
with your card.
Help out your glaucoma there. Go ahead and fire it up.
All of that. All from the comfort of your home, safe, and you can still enjoy your family. I am so sick of people telling and crying me a river about, I miss shut up. You're going to miss them even more in a casket.
Thank you. Say it again.
You can miss them for a few months, if it needs to be another 6 months, you can miss them, but you can see them on Zoom. You can see them on FaceTime. You can see them on Clubhouse or all these different apps that bring people together safely while we work through this pandemic. Did we make it through everything, Geno? Did we hit all the topics?
The doors to the church are closed now.
Don't you be one of those ministers to say, how they say, I'm getting ready to let you out of here. I'm almost there now.
No,
I'm not gonna keep you long.
We have just closed the doors to the church, ladies and gentlemen. That is Kelia Karson. I love her. She brings the heat. She brings the fire. Have a great weekend, my sister. There's nothing else
you
to say.
too, Geno.
You just dropped the mic on that. We'll see you soon. Have a great weekend. I told you that's my people right there, Miss Kelia Karson. Boy, she brought the heat. Nothing else for me to say, but thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Show. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones YouTube channel. We do this show live Monday through Friday around 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago or Houston or St. Louis, 3:30 if you're out on the West Coast in Los Angeles, Oakland, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco. All right, Mother, I love you. I know you're watching this show. Hopefully you, and I love everybody. Thank you guys for watching. And shout out to all my new subscribers. Wow, I can't thank you guys enough. Hey, I got this. Listen, a point of personal privilege, guys. I got to do something real quick. I got to shout out my brother Bill Cooper. He and I, we've been friends since 5th grade. His lovely wife. He and I, the only thing we don't share is DNA. I mean, he is my brother, and so she's like my sister, his wife, Natasha Jenkins Cooper. She lost her mom. This right here in the South Carolina area, in the Utahville area. So we want to just rest in peace, rest in paradise, rest in power to Miss Rebecca Jenkins, Mrs. Rebecca Jenkins. That is Natasha's mom, and her brother. I know her brother. I know her family, and it's really tough right now, losing a parent. So I just want you to know, and if you guys know Natasha, tell her Geno, because I shouted her out on my radio show, because she's family, and I just wanted to let her. I love you, Mother, and I. We're lifting you up in prayer, lifting you, your dad, your brothers, your entire family, and may your mom, Mama Jenkins, rest in paradise. All right, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game Sunday. I'm not really messing with the NFL. Good luck to the weekend. Looking like Maxwell, trying to do his Maxwell. Right. The only thing is, like, if Maxwell had a beard, then you'd have the weekend. Once again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. If you'd like to be a sponsor on the Geno Jones Show, I would be honored to have you as a sponsor. If you want to advertise, I'd love to have you advertise. If you need a pitch man, I am the king of pitchmen. You got a product, good, or service, you want me to be your spokesperson, holler at me. Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell Geno, G-E. Geno Jones Show, all one word, at Gmail. Or you can leave me a message right here on YouTube. Shout out to my barber and my hairstylist, Markel Bailey. Check him out on Instagram, Kelby Cuttin, KELBECUTTIN. My wardrobe consultant and stylist for my gear, Mr. Bruce Gage up in Chicago. Bruce Gage. You can check him out on Instagram, Gage, Bruce Gage. His Instagram page is just, the drip is fire. You like this blazer? Oh, by the way, today, and I meant to mention this while Kelia was on, I'm wearing, it's National Wear Red Day, in honor to draw attention to healthy hearts, and just people need to make sure that, take care of your heart and make sure you're doing what you need to do to have a healthy heart. Those that have had heart conditions, of course, this is a day when the nation really takes some time to focus on heart disease and just making sure that we all have a healthy heart. So I just want to pay my respects to National Wear Red Day and the fight against heart disease. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Monday, a brand new edition of the Geno Jones Show. Hey, binge watch all my past episodes. This Tuesday that just passed, shout out to my special guest, Miss Lettucey. Beautiful sister, physically beautiful, spiritually beautiful, from a talent standpoint, beautiful. She's got a brand new song called Same Love, and I am going to close the show for the week, the final show for this week, with the brand new video and song from Lettucey's brand new album, The Wild Card. It's called The Wild Card, and the song is Same Love. Have a great weekend. I love you. I really do. Till next time.
It don't get no hotter than July. Baby, I'm so happy I replied. Left our inhibitions at the door. We know exactly what we came here for. We ain't really trying nothing new. makes me wanna take you back. We ain't trying to make this house a home, but that don't mean we're leaving it alone. You gon' drive me insane, I feel like I'm losing my mind. We shouldn't be playing these games, we're already out of time. We keep on finding a way to make it feel brand new. I don't know what to do when I keep coming to you. I get the same love. We ain't the same love, but it's the same love, same love. I get the same love. We ain't the same love, but it's the same love, same love. I'm never too far, but you won't let me closer. We're better apart, but we just can't find closure. Freezing the frame as we're changing the picture isn't quite what we remember, but it's the same love. We ain't the same love, but it's the same love, yeah. Same love. Weather might change love, but when it rains love, we share the same love, same
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.